Welcome back to the deep dive. So we are doing something a little different today. Usually we're sifting through, stacks of research papers, historical documents, that kind of thing. But today, we're looking at something raw. We have the lyrical transcript of a specific live performance by the artist Ominous the Monster.
Recorded at APGHQ. The track is called Hope It's You.
Hope It's You.
And I think we need to set the stage here immediately. If you hear that title and you're expecting, a gentle acoustic ballad about finding your soulmate.
Right, at a coffee shop or something?
You are going to be severely disoriented by this. This is not a love song.
No, absolutely not. It feels more like we're reading the transcript of a 3:10 a.m. emergency room admission. Or maybe a therapy session that just went completely off the rails.
That is a very, very apt description.
Yeah.
It reads like a breakdown in real time. It's a brutally honest, almost uncomfortable confession.
Yeah.
We aren't just analyzing rhymes today. We are unpacking the psychology of a narrator who is somehow the villain and the victim in his own story.
That duality is exactly what I want to get into. The mission for this deep dive is to try and figure out what is actually happening in this guy's head. Because on paper, he's admitting to some terrible behavior addiction, manipulation, toxicity.
Oh, yeah.
But the way he frames it, it's this desperate plea for salvation. So let's just jump right in. The first thing that hit me was the physical description. Before he even mentions a girl, he talks about his own body.
And it's straight up body horror.
It is.
It is somatic distress. The very first image he gives us is mud in my veins.
The mud in my veins. Let's just pause on that. Veins are supposed to carry blood, life, oxygen, flow. Mud
It's sludge. It's dirt. It's stagnant.
Exactly. It just sets the tone for the entire piece. He sees his own biology as contaminated. He isn't just saying, I feel sad. He's saying, I am clogged, I am heavy, I am fundamentally wrong inside.
And then he follows that up with a line that really stood out to me. Residue scraper narcotics.
Yeah, that line made me wince. Residue scraper? That's not the glamorous side of drug use you hear in, club anthems. That's not the party.
No.
That's the end of the night when the bag is empty and you're just desperate.
It strips away any allure immediately. It implies scarcity, desperation, a mechanical need to get every last bit, and he explicitly calls them toxins later on. He says he's embracing the fragrance in love with your toxins.
So he's aware. He knows he's poisoning himself, yet he frames it as a romance. He's in love with the thing that is turning his blood to mud.
And he mentions the physical side effects, too. The fidgeting.
Oh, yeah. Fingers fidgeting. It's such a small human detail, but it makes it so real. You can just picture him unable to sit still.
It grounds it in reality. This isn't abstract poetry. It's a physical state.
Yeah.
He mentions chopping the 50s, which implies the whole ritual of preparing the drugs. But what I found most compelling here isn't just the drug abuse. It's the profound sense of, identity shame.
Oh, it's so heavy. He says, I hate my complexion. That hit me hard. That's not, I hate that I did a bad thing. That is, I hate the skin I am living in.
It is deep-seated self-loathing. He calls himself a shell of a person. He's describing a state of depersonalization where he just feels empty, hollowed out by the toxins and the mud. And then he drops the hammer, the line that I think defines his entire worldview.
Which one?
I know I'm a fuck-up and I cannot change.
I cannot change. That is the pivotal line, isn't it? Because if you believe that, truly believe it, then you've just absolved yourself of trying.
Precisely. It's a declaration of immutability.
Yeah.
If I can't change, then I'm like a force of nature, a hurricane or something. You can't be mad at a hurricane for destroying a house. It's just what it does. By saying, I cannot change, he's telling himself and us that his toxicity is a permanent feature, not a bug.
And he even frames his isolation as some kind of moral duty. He says he's cutting off everyone like I'm supposed to do. It's like he thinks he's doing the world a favor by hiding away.
It's a distorted kind of altruism. If you believe you are toxic, and he uses that word, then the good thing to do is to quarantine yourself. But the tragedy and the whole conflict of the song is that he fails at this quarantine. He doesn't stay away.
He drags someone else into the mud with him.
Exactly.
Which brings us to the you in Hope It's You, the partner. The lyrics paint a pretty devastating picture of her. He calls her torn. He says she's invested all she could afford.
That financial metaphor is so crucial. Invested all she could afford. It speaks to the sunk cost fallacy in relationships, She has poured so much emotional currency into this shell of a person that she's now bankrupt. She's tapped out.
And the worst part is he knows it. He's not oblivious. He says, I was exciting. Now she say, I gaslight. I wanted to ask you about that specific line. It is incredibly rare to hear a narrator in a song use the word gaslight about themselves.
It is rare. But look at the phrasing carefully. Now she say, I gaslight. He's reporting her accusation. He isn't necessarily owning it, not fully.
Oh.
He's saying, she tells me I am doing this. But then he immediately follows it up with, I'm so chaotic, don't know how to act right.
So he's basically pleading insanity, like, I'm not trying to manipulate you, I'm just a mess.
Exactly. He's reframing the manipulation as a symptom of his chaos. I didn't mean to make you question your reality. I just don't know how to act.
Oh.
It's a subtle way of dodging full accountability while pretending to take it. He admits to avoiding my pain. He knows the root cause. But when he messes up, how does he try to fix it?
Oh, this is the classic sorry starter pack. He goes shopping.
He goes shopping.
The list is very specific. Shoes, tattoos, and purses.
The trinity of material apology.
It just feels so transactional. It's like, sorry I made you cry, here's a handbag.
But he analyzes his own behavior right there in the text. He says the Piddick is shoes, tattoos, and purses, and then arrogance covering thoughts of me worthless.
That's a staggering moment of clarity. He knows the swagger, the spending, the so-called arrogance, it's all a costume. Underneath, he feels worthless. So he buys things that have worth to try and balance the scales.
It's a desperate attempt to externalize value because he feels he has none internally. He says he's blind to the damage I do you, the victim. But the song itself proves he isn't blind at all. He sees it. He sees her being torn. He sees the gaslighting. He is hyper-aware.
That's the paradox of a self-aware toxic person, right? And we tend to think that if someone just understood what they were doing, they'd stop. But he's telling us, I know exactly what I'm doing, I know why, and I'm still doing it.
Because as he claimed earlier, I cannot change. So instead of changing, he just engages in this cycle of promises. It's a huge theme here. Sick of the promises I keep on breaking.
It's the loop, the whole I'll never do it again loop.
Yeah.
But there's one line in this section that I think is the darkest line in the entire performance.
I think I know which one you mean.
He says, say that I'm going to quit, but we both know the truth.
Ugh. But we both know the truth. That line just stops me in my tracks every single time.
It implies she knows he's lying too. It's not just him lying to her.
And he knows that she knows. It's a shared delusion. They've reached a point where the promise of sobriety is just a ritual they perform. I'm going to quit. Okay? But neither of them